Amara, my sweet love muffin, you can't escape destiny!
I bolted into the garden, praying the maze would swallow me whole. But no, my stupid foot had to betray me. I tripped over a vine and crashed face first into the ground. Before I could even sit up, he landed next to me with a rose clenched in his teeth like a bootleg Latin dancer.
Amara, I see you've fallen for me, just like I have fallen for you. Take this rose, and let's seal the deal with a kiss.
I could see the spit glistening on the stem. And those lips, dry, chapped, and rougher than a sidewalk. God, I had gotten myself into a nightmare. Hey, lovies, my name is Amara, and the cringe machine there is Tiago, the Prime Minister's very spoiled son. Wanna know all the deets on this entanglement? First, like, share, and subscribe to your fave channel, Confession Diary. Growing up, I wasn't your typical girl into dolls and tea parties. Nuh-uh. I've loved capoeira since I was 3 years old, thanks to my father who used to spar with his friends. It's like martial arts, dance, and acrobatics all mashed together. Fast forward to 16 and I'm still sparring, even with the guys on the block. I ducked just as his foot whizzed past my face. I dropped low, sweeping for his ankles. He jumped, landing like a total show-off. My teeth clenched. Another kick straight for my chest. I leaned back, fingers brushing the pavement for balance. Suddenly, there were screeching tires and slamming doors.
Amara, what on earth are you doing jumping around like a circus animal when you should be with me and your father at the press conference?
Oh crap, not again, I sighed. The woman yelling like I just robbed a bank? Yeah, that's Portugal's rising political star, aka Mom. Annoyed, I spun around to face her. Why should I be dragged to another boring press conference?
So you prefer to hang out with street rats?
They're my friends. You're such a drama queen.
I am your mother, and you will talk to me with respect.
Here's the thing. Mom is super obsessed with becoming a candidate in the Prime Minister's party, while Dad and I were just props in her dumb campaign. Suddenly, the blinding flashes of cameras went off like fireworks. Mom's voice suddenly syrupy sweet, as it always did around paparazzi.
Amara, the Prime Minister's son, your boyfriend, is waiting for us at the gala.
Before I could open my mouth to protest, Mom pulled me into a hug and whispered into my ear,
"The Prime Minister's son likes you. You're going to date him, and it'll be great, you know?"
Was she crazy? I was just about to give her a hard pass when a genius idea hit me. I pulled away from Mom and spoke loudly. Mom, I know how much you love capoeira and want me in the junior championship. I was just getting some practice in. Let's not keep my boyfriend waiting, shall we? Mom and I locked eyes. Spoiler alert, 2 things Mom hated. Capoeira, saying it was too dangerous for a girl, and bad press. I begged Mom for years to let me compete, but she shut it down every single time. But now I had her exactly where I wanted her. But it came with a huge price tag. With a slight nod, we reached a silent agreement. She plastered on a smile.
We shall.
And that, my friends, is how I ended up at the Prime Minister's gala with Tiago trailing me like a lovesick puppy. Okay, now back to the top. Tiago's lips were just an inch away from mine when, thank the universe, someone cleared their throat behind me.
Sir, your father is requesting your presence.
It was Mateus, Tiago's bodyguard. He was only 2 years older than us, but he looked like he could bench press a car and was as serious as a London guard. Tiago shot him a death glare.
You idiot! Couldn't you wait? I'm in the middle of something with my babe.
At school, Tiago was always so rude to Mateus, and I had the sudden urge to smack Tiago, but I wasn't about to mess up my plans. Mateus was like a robot. I never even saw him blink.
Sir, if you'd prefer I tell your father you're busy with your babe. Oh, fine, babe. Let's go.
That night was just the beginning of a never-ending parade of events Tiago and I had to show up at. One night, right before we were called to make an appearance, he handed me some makeup.
Here, you might need this.
Then he walked away to go talk to his dad like it was no big deal. But it was. I had never worn makeup in my life, and I ended up looking like a raccoon who had just lost a fist fight. Mateus, does this look okay?
I'm not a beauty consultant, ma'am.
Oh, come on. I don't want to go out there looking like a total clown.
I don't think anyone will be looking at you anyway, ma'am.
What a bonehead! And then, out of nowhere, Mateus grabbed the eyeliner and eyeshadow, and in like 10 seconds flat, he fixed my face, and it was perfect. I stood there, jaw on the ground, just as Tiago walked up.
Babe, you look beautiful.
I looked back at Mateus, who was already back to his usual deadpan expression like he hadn't just pulled off a miracle. So of course, I decided to spice things up after that. My goal? Get Mateus to crack just one tiny smile. Over the next few events, I went all out trying to make Mateus laugh, turning my eyelids inside out and pretending to be a zombie, juggling frosted donuts, one of which smacked an ambassador in the head, and other crazy, ridiculous antics. Of course, I made sure all of this stayed out of Tiago's and his father's line of sight. Slowly but surely, Mateus almost started to look human. Almost. Going to events with Tiago wasn't leaving any time to practice for the upcoming tournament. So one afternoon when Tiago wanted me to go on a date with him, I pretended to be sick and met up with the guys to practice. It felt amazing to be in my element again. The next day, I ducked Tiago at school, but he cornered me that night at an event, his face red like a boiled lobster.
Is this why you stood me up?
On the screen was a video of me at practice, sweat dripping and hair wild. I have a tournament to prepare for, so what?
What will people think seeing my girlfriend out there looking like something the cat dragged in?
I glared at him. I don't care what people think.
Well, I do. If you don't stop this, I'll...
Out of nowhere, loud explosions rang out, cutting Tiago off, and then everything went to hell. He was whisked away and I was knocked over. A shattered glass rained upon us. I darted behind a massive vase, seeking cover as my heart pounded. Suddenly, a hand covered my mouth, and I struggled, my heart racing.
Amara, it's me.
I froze. Mateus? I stopped freaking out. Kinda.
I'm gonna get you out of here. When I say move, you move. Got it?
I nodded. He grabbed my hand.
Move!
We ran, ducking behind walls, tables, anything we could find. More explosions erupted around us, and Mateus shielded me. Finally, we reached the outside, and I felt as though my heart was about to collapse with relief. That's when I noticed the red mark on Mateus's arm. Mateus, you're hurt!
I'm fine.
Mom and Dad burst out of nowhere, their faces filled with fear. Amara, are you okay? I'm fine. Mateus, thank you. But when I turned around to look at Mateus, he was already gone. That night, I hardly slept because I was so worried about him. And the next morning, Mom hit me with the best news ever.
Tiago's been flown out of the country to keep him safe.
And what about Mateus?
What about him?
Did you forget that he got hurt yesterday saving me? And Mom's phone rang, cutting me off mid-rant.
Yes, Mr. Prime Minister. I'm glad he made it over safely.
And just like that, she disappeared with 0 answers. Since Mom wasn't going to help me find out about Mateus, and I didn't have his number, I went full FBI mode online. And you know what I found? Nothing. No socials, no pictures, nada. Like, who wasn't online in this 21st century? All I wanted to do was thank the guy for saving my life and to see if he was okay. Was that too much to ask? I needed to clear my head, so I went for a walk. And that's when I spotted Mateus wearing a long black cloak and a hat looking all mysterious. He turned into an alley, and I decided to follow. I was almost to the other side when someone slammed me into the wall.
Who are you and what do you want?
Mateus, it's me, Amara. Mateus's face changed from angry to worried.
Amara, what are you doing here?
Before I could explain, he grabbed my hand.
Come on, we need to move.
We darted through alley after alley until we stopped in front of this old wooden door. He pulled out a key, unlocked it, and pushed it open. I braced myself for like a gang of criminals or stacks of stolen cash, but definitely not 3 little girls running straight for him. Mateus! Mateus, where are we? The girl stopped and stared at me like I had just landed from Mars. Who is she? Gosh, she's pretty. Is she your girlfriend? Mateus turned bright red and I giggled. Just then, a frail-looking woman appeared.
Come on, girls. Let's leave Mateus and his guest. Thanks, Mom.
The girls giggled as they left. I glanced around. The place was small but cozy with pictures of Mateus and his family on the walls.
I'm sorry about earlier, but it wasn't safe out there.
Are you in some sort of trouble?
The Prime Minister's men are after me.
I held my breath as he continued.
Yesterday, after the incident, I saw the Prime Minister.
Just then, his mother walked in.
Mateus, will your guest be joining us for dinner?
No. Yes, I'd love to.
Great.
When his mother left, I turned to him. Thank you for saving me yesterday.
I'll do it again in a heartbeat.
My heart did a little flip before his sister came and dragged us to the dinner table and our conversation was forgotten. During dinner, Mateus was happy and laughing with his family. His sisters were triplets, 9 years old and full of energy. Tammy, Tia, and Tiffany. With his mom being ill, he had been handling everything, the bills, her meds, and his sisters. By the time dinner was over, I saw Mateus in a different light. As I was leaving, I turned to him. Can I come back tomorrow after practice?
Mateus would love to see you tomorrow.
Mateus rolled his eyes but smiled.
See you tomorrow, Amara.
Over the next few weeks, I went to Mateus's after practice, getting close to him and his sisters. I'd bring treats, help his mom with dinner, and for once, I felt like I belonged somewhere.